London. People often say it's too crowded, too touristy, crazy expensive, and on our first trip here, we hated it. But that's because we did it all wrong. This time, we did weeks of research, and it turns out London is definitely a bucket list trip if you do it right. In this video, we're gonna show you how to skip the crowds, find the best food, and stop wasting money on things that just aren't worth it. So let's dive right in. We are starting off at the #1 bucket list spot in London, Big Ben. The first time we came here, Big Ben was kind of a big disappointment. Then the late afternoon, this place gets super crowded, so chaotic. The best way to see it is to just come first thing in the morning. Now, a lot of people think Big Ben is the name of the tower, but that's actually called Elizabeth Tower after the late Queen. The Big Ben is the name of the bell that hangs inside the tower. It weighs about as much as one of these huge double-decker buses. And then this big building next to it is the Palace of Westminster, which is where the UK Parliament meets.
Cheers!
We have a big day ahead of us, so we need to fuel up, and we're gonna do that with a full English. It has everything. Beans, streaky bacon, eggs, black pudding, there's a sausage on there, and some hash browns. So this place we've come to is called the Regency Cafe. It's pretty close to the Big Ben. In London, this is what they call a greasy spoon, basically a working class cafe where the food is hot and the prices are awesome. This is amazing and I love the vibe here. Today we're gonna visit the Tower of London, ride the London Eye, and have lunch at a classic London pub. Next up is Buckingham Palace. This is the official royal residence of the current King and Queen of England, King Charles and Queen Camilla. This is not where they sleep, but it's where they host foreign heads of state and handle all their royal business. Millions of people come to this very spot every year, not for the king, but for the changing of the guard. I'll be honest, the first time we came to London, I didn't understand what this ceremony really was. I didn't realize that what we're about to see goes straight to the core of England's DNA. At the heart of it is the King's Guard, real soldiers handpicked from elite regiments of the British Army. Their job is to protect the royal family, and when they're on duty, the rules are intense.
Why with the King's Guard?
No sitting, no eating, no smiling even, for hours on end. When these guards switch shifts, it's a full-blown spectacle that brings up to 10,000 people to the gates of Buckingham Palace. It's really impressive to see how precise the guards move. First, the new guard marches into the courtyard to take over command of the palace. They have their uniforms inspected, rifles. These bearskin hats weigh about 1.5 pounds and were designed to make the soldiers look intimidating in battle. Once everything is perfect, the old guard hands over command of the palace and marches out, relieved of their shift and probably relieved to finally be allowed to eat an Oreo. This is England showing the world who they are. Disciplined, traditional, and proud of it.
There are two important things you need to know. It's only on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday that they do this, 10:45, and you need to be here about an hour in advance. And then we're slightly disappointed actually, but that's our own fault. We were at the wrong spot. We're standing next to the gate that opens, and it kind of blocked our view because the main ceremony is right here in the courtyard. So just stand here at the railings, best seat in the house.
Just a short walk from Buckingham Palace, you have Westminster Abbey. This church is where every major royal moment of the last 1,000 years has taken place. One of the most impressive things about the Abbey is that the moment you walk in, you're surrounded by hundreds of these stone and marble statues. They memorialize famous Brits who helped shape the country. Charles Dickens, Charles Darwin, Stephen Hawking, all of them are buried right here inside the Abbey.
This church is incredible. Look at the style here. To me, this is one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen.
Every coronation of a new English king and queen since the year 1066 has happened right here behind me.
God save the King! God save the King!
It's been the stage of a lot of royal weddings, like when Prince William married Kate Middleton.
Now, quick tip, if you want to come here, be sure to book your tickets in advance because sometimes they sell out. We buy all our tickets on GetYourGuide because they have thousands of tours and tickets in cities all over the world. And the great thing is that if you buy your ticket on GetYourGuide, they allow you to cancel up to 24 hours in advance and you just get your money back. We'll put their links in the description box below to make it a little bit easier for you.
I love all the Londony things, the buses, the phone booths. I mean, it's like a movie. So now we're gonna go to lunch. We found a really cool spot and we're gonna get there taking the tube because that is the easiest and one of the cheapest ways to get around in London. Oh, beautiful.
This is the Leadenhall Market. It's built in the Victorian style in the 19th century. I just love how charming it looks, like all the little shops and restaurants, and then the roof made out of iron and glass. Inside the Leadenhall Market you have the Lamb Tavern. It's a historic restaurant. It was started in 1780. Can you imagine that?
I have had fish and chips before, but these look absolutely amazing. The fish is haddock, the chips look perfect, and I have like a variety of little sauces. I think this is a tartare sauce, curry. I've got some peas and a caramelized lemon to drizzle the fish. If you look out the window, you have this beautiful view of the top of the Leadenhall Market, but nobody's here for the views. Oh my god, the crispiness on this is insane. Wow, fish is amazing.
I of course had to take some lamb, one of their specialties. Take some of the lamb chops, chickpeas. Oh wow.
London can wreck your budget if you're not careful. This lunch was 110 British pounds, about $147 for 2 mains, 1 dessert and 4 drinks total. Worth it for us, but in this city it's so important to pick your splurges. If you like cheaper food, go to the Borough Market. It has delicious street food at around £10 a dish with plenty of classic English options. But a lot of London's highlights won't cost you a penny. Big Ben, the changing of the guard, a stroll along the Thames River, which is exactly what we're doing now. We're walking to the famous London Eye. Honestly, London is amazing to explore on foot. You get to stroll down the same streets Shakespeare once did and where the Beatles rose to fame.
It's very interesting to see how eclectic London is a little bit. Like here you've got this industrial bridge, right behind it, of the very modern part.
So there's this display of secondhand books here and I just bought a bunch for like £27. I love this. I was not expecting to find places like this in London. Now we're gonna get high in the sky in the London Eye.
Ooh, this is really cool. We're in this really big vault made out of glass. It's about 20 people and we have plenty of room here. I thought it would be kind of crowded and cramped. And the cool thing is that it takes half an hour to go around. So it kind of goes really slowly. You get the time to look around and enjoy.
So the London Eye initially opened in the year 2000 as a temporary attraction, but then it became so popular because the views are just insane. This is one of the only 360 views in London. You can see the entire city sprawling out from underneath you. The more modern bit, the historic bit with the Big Ben. Super, super cool. This is one of my favorite things we've done in London so far.
Just one tip, buy your tickets in advance because it is really popular and it can sell out actually. It's not super cheap, it's about £35 per person, but to me it's really worth it unless the weather is bad. Then you might not really have a great view out there. And that's actually why we bought our tickets on GetYourGuide, because they allow you to cancel your tickets up to 24 hours in advance and then you just get your money back. We will link all the tickets we bought for this video in the description box below.
So we've now arrived to a very iconic spot in London. Over there you have the Tower Bridge and then this is the Tower of London. Behind the thick stone walls of this fortress lies 1,000 years of history and some of the darkest stories that London has ever known. So this castle was initially built by William the Conqueror. William the Conqueror was a French duke who became the new king of England. While all the people were living along the Thames River in these small wooden shacks, he built a stone fortress that overlooked the entire city as a way of intimidating them and showing them who was boss. For centuries, the Tower of London was a prison, a torture chamber, and an execution site.
You can see all the torture devices they used to torture the prisoners that were held here in prison in the tower.
I don't even want to know what this thing does. Henry VIII, one of the most ruthless monarchs England ever had, executed 2 of his 6 wives here. Both of them were beheaded inside these very walls. Not a great idea to become wife number 7. My favorite part about the Tower of London is that you can actually, right here behind me, see a chamber filled with the crown jewels. This is the actual collection of crowns and scepters and orbs that the kings and queens of England used to wear over the last couple centuries. It is worth over $4 billion. You will truly understand, looking at those things, how wealthy and powerful the English Empire really was. Good morning. Today we're gonna go to the British Museum in the morning, most visited museum in the UK. And in the afternoon we're gonna do a cruise down the River Thames with afternoon tea. But first, some brekkie.
We have come to Mercato Mayfair. It's a food court located inside an old church. I've never seen anything like it.
We have all these beautiful stained glass windows still in here. I can see pastries in front of one of them. This is my kind of church.
It's still early in the morning, so it's a little bit quiet, but we have come here for a little brekkie.
I have a smoked salmon toast with 2 poached eggs.
And I have a toast with tomato and some Spanish cured ham. I figured I would try something different because, I mean, London is after all very international. Wow, that's so good.
Ooh, look at that. If all churches were like this, I would go all the time.
Now, London can be a little expensive, so we have the perfect solution for you and also for our wallets. Right behind me is the British Museum. It's home to over 8 million artworks, the most visited museum in all of the UK, and is completely free.
The British Museum holds the legacy of the British Empire. In the 1800s, Britain was the most powerful country on Earth. Through trade and war, this small island nation built an empire so vast it covered a quarter of the planet, ruling nearly 1 in 4 humans. And with all that power came collecting. The British Museum is like a giant treasure chest. 8 million artifacts, from ancient statues and scrolls to even Egyptian mummies. What I really love about this museum is that you can see treasures from all over the world here, like rooms full of Egyptian mummies, without hopping on a plane to Egypt. If you're visiting the British Museum and you want to avoid these midday crowds, make sure to go early in the morning or kind of late in the afternoon. You only need about 2 hours to see the highlights. Don't miss the Rosetta Stone. It's the whole reason we can read ancient Egyptian today, because the same text is written on it in 3 different languages. And make time for the Greek halls, home to an actual temple and the massive Parthenon sculptures.
Behind me is a collection called the Parthenon marbles. These used to stand at the entrance of the Parthenon temple in Greece, but in the 1800s they were taken by the British without permission. And there's been a big dispute ever since if they should be returned to Greece or not. The Greek government and Greek people really want them back. This afternoon we're gonna do something really cool.
We're gonna do a cruise on the Thames River with afternoon tea, which is about the most Londony or English thing you can think of.
Woo!
Look at this, we're right next to the window, which is absolutely amazing. We're right on the Thames River and we're now passing the Big Ben. The most English cup of tea I have ever had.
Alright, we have everything for our afternoon tea feast. We have some tea, we ordered some champagne, and then we have a 3-story feast. Afternoon tea was actually invented by a duchess who was always feeling a little bit peckish in the afternoon. So around 3:30, 4 p.m, she always ordered her servants to make up a little bit of a snack platter. So you're supposed to start from the bottom. Really good. Now it's time for level 2. This is a scone. I think you're supposed to like crack it open Then we have the clotted cream. Add some jam there. That's so good.
Afternoon tea is almost like several meals combined into one. Like you have different kinds of small pastries here as well. This one is a lemon tart. This is such a nice way to see the city from on top of the water.
This cruise has been so much better than expected. I'm really loving it. We actually booked this on GetYourGuide. They have a bunch of cruises listed and this one had 3,000 reviews and a score of 4.4 out of 5, which is pretty exceptional. You could do afternoon tea somewhere else, but why not just combine the two? I think this is just really magical. We'll leave the link in the description box below so you can book it as well.
So we are now just cruising past the Tower of London right here behind me, and then also the Tower Bridge. Like this view is just unreal. This feeling of just floating underneath the tower with this beautiful, beautiful view. Woo! London, baby!
Alright, next we're gonna head to some of the most beautiful streets in London. And guess how we're going to get there?
You get to sit on the second floor, and I'm right in front of this giant window. All the flags, all the buses. This is perhaps the most London-y thing we've done so far. Oh, I love this. All the other people are behaving like it's totally normal, but it's probably because they live here. It is totally epic. So we are now on Piccadilly Square, if you will, a little bit London's version of Times Square with the big billboards, but there's so many people out and about because it's Saturday evening.
This is Regent Street. It's very impressive. The buildings are just massive and so grand. They're hundreds of years old. And also just around the corner is where the famous neighborhood of Soho starts, which has excellent bars and restaurants, which we might be going to now.
I just love how lively London feels.
Cheers!
It's really strong. Really passion fruity, but super high alcohol as well. If you want to see more of London, go watch our London food tour right here. Or if you want to know what travel mistakes to avoid when you're coming here, go watch our don'ts of traveling London here. Cheers!